Wisdom of Nagarjuna. Etienne Lamotte. Composed by the Bodhisattva Nagarjuna and translated by the Tripitaka Dharma Karaya Kumarajiva of the land of Kucha. Under the later sin. Translated from the French. By Gelongma Karma Migmi Chodron. Chapter 24. The Virtue of Patience. Sutra. It is necessary to fulfill the virtue of patience by being based on non-turbulence of the mind. Definition and division of patience. Sastra. Question. What is K-Santi? Answer. In the language of Sen, K-Santi means patience. There are two kinds of patience. The patience toward beings. The patience toward the Dharma. The Bodhisattva who practices patience toward beings acquires immense merit. The Bodhisattva who practices patience toward the Dharma acquires immense wisdom. Endowed with these two benefits, merit and wisdom, he obtains the realization of all his wishes. He is like the person who, having eyes and feet, can go wherever he wishes. The Bodhisattva who encounters insult or injury, who is struck by sword or stick, knows, on thinking about it, that the cause of it is his previous actions, that the dharmas, both internal as well as external, are absolutely empty, without substantial self, not possessed by me. The threefold seal of the Dharma is imprinted on all dharmas and, although they have the power to bring a painful retribution, the Bodhisattva withstands them without feeling annoyance or speaking abusively. At the same time, patience is called the production of a certain mental event. When one has it, patience and knowledge become stable, like a painting owes its resistance to the glue. Some say that there are two kinds of good minds, one coarse, the other subtle, the former being patience, the latter, rapture. As long as one has not acquired rapture, spiritual joy is only able to mask sins. This is called patience. When one has acquired rapture, this joy can avoid all sin. This is called rapture. Patience is a mental event associated with the mind and accompanying the mind. It is not an action or the retribution of an action but a companion of action. According to some, it belongs to two realms. Desire realm and form realm. According to others, it belongs only to the desire realm or to no realm. It would be foreign to the form realm, for there are no external annoyances to be withstood in the form realm. Patience is impure or pure, for it is found among worldly people as well as in the saints. The patience that puts an obstacle to the bad instincts of one's own mind or the mind of another is said to be good. Since it is good, there is suppression or non-suppression of thinking. All this is fully analyzed in the Abhidharma. Patience toward beings. Question. What is patience toward beings? Answer. There are two kinds of beings for the Bodhisattva. Those who cover him with respect and veneration, those who hate him, insult him, strike him and torment him. The Bodhisattva is able to withstand both kinds. He does not like the man who flatters him. He does not hate the man who harms him. That is patience toward beings. 1. Indifference toward sycophants. Question. Can there be patience in the face of respect and veneration? Answer. There are two kinds of fetters. Those that depend on affection. Those that depend on aversion. Respect and veneration do not give birth to aversion but lead to affection and attachment. These are skillful seducers, and this is why it is necessary to cultivate indifference toward them without becoming attached to them and without liking them. How does one remain insensible to them? By thinking about their impermanence and by knowing that they are a source of fetters. Thus the Buddha said, "Profit and honors are a deep wound. Just as a wound cuts through the skin into the flesh to the bone, breaks the bone and penetrates to the marrow, so the man attached to profit and honors cuts the skin of morality, breaks the flesh of rapture, crushes the bone of wisdom and loses the marrow of the subtle good mind." Devadatta, the victim of profit and honors. Vocation. When the Buddha returned to the land of Kya-pi-lopo for the first time, he was accompanied by 1250 bhiksus, all brahmacarins. Since they had been worshippers of fire, their appearance was miserable. Since they had practiced fasting and asceticism, their bodies were emaciated. King Qingfan said to himself, "My son's companions, although animated by pure intention, are really not good-looking. I am going to choose among my sons and grandsons. Each family will give one of their members to be a disciple of the Buddha." Having had this thought, he published an edict in the land enjoining certain young men of the nobility of the sakyas to leave home and go forth. It was then that Devadatta, son of King Haofan, left home, practiced the path and recited the 60,000 items of the Dharma. For 12 years, he pursued his efforts zealously. Conquest of the supernatural powers. Later, coveting honor and gain, he went to find the Buddha to ask him to teach him the supernatural powers. The Buddha said to him, "Gautama, consider the impermanence of the 5 aggregates. This is how you will be able to find the path and, at the same time, obtain the supernatural powers." However, the Buddha did not teach him the means of acquiring them. Devadatta went away and made the same request of Sariputra, Maudgalyayana and up to 500 arhats, but all of them were silent about the method, saying, "Consider the impermanence of the 5 aggregates. You will thus find the path and at the same time acquire the supernatural powers." Devadatta wept with vexation and, going to Ananda, begged him to teach him the supernatural powers. At that time, Ananda did not yet have the knowledge of another's mind. However, out of consideration for his brother and on the advice of the Buddha, he taught Devadatta the means of acquiring the supernatural powers. Devadatta withdrew to the mountain and soon acquired the first 5 powers. Connection with Ajatasattu. Once in possession of these 5 powers, he said, "Who should be my benefactor? Prince Achoche has the marks of a great king. I want to make him my friend." At once he went to the heaven of the Treas Trimses and took the celestial food. On his return, he went to the Yutan Lo Yue and gathered the rice growing there spontaneously. Finally he came to the Yen Feou forest and there he gathered the fruit of the rose apple. He gave all of these to Prince Ajatasattu as a gift. He transformed himself several times, changing into a marvelous elephant or a marvelous horse and disturbing the prince's mind. One day he changed into a child and came to sit on the prince's lap. The prince took him in his arms, kissed him and gave him some spit. Each time Devadatta stated his name so that the prince recognized him.